Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello everyone, welcome to Primetime, a local news Friday edition of the Big Show. We are at the weekend, but we're all going to be snowed in pretty much. Lots of snow in the forecast. We'll have those details for you coming up shortly. Very exciting show. Connor is on location at the Bobcats tonight. They get ready to hit the ice for tonight and then tomorrow as well. And it's a family weekend, so they have all the billet as well as their own families there watching them, which I feel is always a fun time for the players.
Yeah, super exciting.
Yeah, and then we're also talking Super Bowl. Our question of the day, are you going to be tuning in? We have a poll out on our Facebook page, so do weigh in there. I don't really pay attention to Super Bowl. Maybe.
No.
I did when Beyonce played.
Yeah, well, there you go.
She didn't play. She had the halftime show. That's when I paid attention. That's just goes to show how much I know about sports.
There you go.
That's
fine.
Yep. Yeah, anyways, you can weigh in there. We also had Dan Davidson's world premiere of his new video, so stay tuned for that. But first, let's toss it over to Connor Chan, who's down at the Civic Center tonight.
Thanks very much, Michaela. Down below me, the players are getting warmed up, getting ready as they're getting really rowdy playing their game of one touch as they look to end their two-game losing streak tonight against the Spruce Grove Saints, a team that are also looking to end their two-game losing streak as well. Of course, the Saints have only scored 3 goals in their last 3 games, so the Bobcats are looking to take advantage of that right off the hop against this veteran squad. Now, it's also Parents Weekend here, Parents and Billets Weekend rather, down here at the Civic Center as they have home games today and tomorrow night as they look to honor and thank all the parents and billet parents as they played such a major role in these young men's hockey careers thus far. We're going to have more from the Civic Center coming up later on in the show, but right now let's send it down to Elise, who has a look at your local news.
Great, thank you so much, Connor. Well, a GoFundMe page has been started for a Lloydminster resident to raise money for a service dog. Eric Bay has more.
6 months ago, Maren Sutherland was stabbed and sexually assaulted. Her emotional trauma is taking longer to heal than her physical injuries as she struggles with the effects of post-traumatic stress disorder.
My PTSD has become quite full-blown, so I struggle with lots of flashbacks, lots of daily anxiety, panic attacks, just with like the fact that they haven't been caught. I kind of have like that paranoia.
Maren will be getting a service dog to help her cope with her PTSD. Her family approached Samuel Lacey about raising money for a dog, and he decided to start a GoFundMe page.
I thought instead of raising parts of the funds that I would have access to raise all the funds through a program like GoFundMe. And I knew of GoFundMe, never ran one before, but I figured that would help us reach more people than just myself or the family knows.
The service dog will allow Maren to be more independent and make her feel more secure when she's in public.
Obviously, he would help in that sort of way, just kind of having that security, just someone with me. And then he'll also be trained to de-escalate anxiety and panic attacks and nightmares that I have through the night.
In 2 days, the page has raised nearly $24,000 of the $28,000 to cover the cost of a service dog. Any extra funds will go towards taking care of the dog. Donations can be made by searching Maren's PTSD service dog on the GoFundMe website. Eric Bay, Primetime Local News.
And with the heavy snowfall, the chances of having a heart attack while shoveling increases. Studies have shown that when there is a heavy snowfall, about 1/3 of shovelers experience a heart attack. This is due to the amount of arm work that is required.
It's because there's more work needed during times of heavy snowfall that increases the work on the heart that precipitates these events.
Those who are most at risk are ones with heart risks like hypotension, smokers, and diabetes. The recommendation is to consult a doctor before shoveling if any symptoms occur.
If shoveling is causing you shortness of breath, chest pain, pain behind your sternum, then you should consult your doctor first.
And the new Domino's location, which has been under construction for over a month, opened for their first day of business. The new location is in the strip mall near Bo Diddley's. As it is a more popular location, they're hoping to attract more customers with the move.
Every 10, 15 years, corporate wants a motif redone inside, and our location where we wanted to refreshen that and put ourselves in a high visibility location, and so it was 2 birds with 1 stone.
Domino's is participating in the Big Brothers Big Sisters fundraiser. $1 from every pizza bought from few local pizza places goes towards their mentoring programs.
So we want to give back to the community. We want to be a part of this community like we are. And Big Brothers Big Sisters, a great event, and we're happy to be a part of that.
The fundraiser takes place on February 9th, which is National Pizza Day. And a grade 4 student at St. Thomas is now a published author. Bethany, a grade 4 student, wrote and illustrated a book called Polygon, a story she was inspired to write after a class activity.
There is an activity that we do at our school called Club de Joie, where we discuss kindness, anti-bullying, and how we should act at all times.
The book is about a shape that is different from other shapes and gets bullied for it. Her mom, also a teacher at the school, is very proud of Bethany and believes it sends a strong message.
It's important for children to know that if they have a dream in their hearts, if they have an idea, put it to pen and paper, or for children, pencil, and who knows what can happen, because there are powerful messages that can be sent through our own ideas.
Yeah. Polygon is available for purchase online on Amazon. And now we're going to send it to Connor Chan, who is live at the Civic Center getting ready for the Bobcats game tonight.
Thanks very much. Ty Mosman joins me now. Now, Ty, you guys have had a bit of a rough stretch, lost your last 2 games. Of course, that game against Camrose, you guys were down 3-0. Then you guys managed to storm back and get just within 1, and then didn't go the way you wanted. And then, of course, Wednesday, it didn't go the way you guys wanted it. How do you guys look to try to respond tonight against a team that's also lost 2 in a row?
You know, we just got to make sure we come out flying here. Like you said, against Camrose, we put ourselves into a situation where we were down and then we had to battle back. But we're just hoping we can start off quick here and get the early advantage so we aren't stuck battling back.
You know, for a team that's a veteran squad, and then for you guys that are a much younger group, how do you look to try to find that balance against veteran players that are, you know, very, very good and very talented?
You know, we just got to make sure we aren't making too many mistakes, because a team like this, when you make a lot of mistakes, they're going to put them in your net. And as long as we can keep the pucks moving north and not going back our way, we should be able to keep it close here, and hopefully we can come out with a win.
Absolutely. Now, it is Parents' Weekend, of course, as we talked about throughout the show so far. How special is it? Now, you're telling me you're only an hour away, so your parents do come out to watch a lot of your games. Now, for a night like this, for them to be recognized for all the work that they've done, driving into hockey all those years, how special is it so when you see your parents come on the ice later tonight?
It's great. You know, like junior A hockey, it's a big jump from anything we've played before, and that's what our parents have been pushing us to play our whole life, so it's obviously great when they can be recognized at this level.
Do you have a favorite memory by any chance of any of with your parents when it comes to hockey?
Probably just honestly like just them being there after every game when it's like didn't go as good. Just being able to talk you through it, I guess, is pretty special for them.
Absolutely, Ty. Thanks so much for joining us, man. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and we're going to have more from the Centennial Civic Center coming up later on the show, but right now let's send it down to Michaela, who has a look at your forecast.
All right, thank you so much, Connor. It is going to be a cold and snowy weekend, as we have obviously seen a major snowfall throughout the day already, and we could still be seeing 10 to 15 more centimeters. So we're sitting at minus 22 out there, feeling like minus 34 with that wind chill, and that's where we're going to stay, possibly minus 36 overnight with that wind chill. As we look to our satellite radar, whole bunch of precipitation all across the map. Pretty much both provinces are being affected by this major snowfall over the weekend. As you look to our watches and warnings, the whole screen is purple, which means everywhere is under a snowfall warning. A couple areas still under a winter storm warning and extreme cold warning out there. So definitely going to be a weekend to stay in and watch Netflix. As we look to our numbers, minus 19 in Edmonton. Areas of Edmonton and surrounding areas could see up to 40 centimeters of snow by the end of the weekend. So as much as we're getting, at least it's not that much. Minus 19 in Edson, minus 16 up in Jasper, minus 20 in Whitecourt, minus 21 in Athabasca currently. Meadow Lake sitting at minus 22, Prince Albert minus 20, minus 21 in Melfort, and Saskatoon sitting at minus 20 currently. North Battleford going to hit a minus 22 overnight, and that snow is going to continue tapering off in the morning, but tomorrow in for some strong wind gusts up to 50 which means there's going to be blowing snow advisories throughout the day, and that's going to continue on throughout the afternoon. and going to feel closer to that minus 33 range with the wind chill. Cold Lake could see about 5 to 10 centimeters again fall into the overnight. Minus 24 overnight, minus 22 tomorrow, and more snow. Could see another 2 to 4 centimeters fall, and that's the same for us here in the Border City. Minus 22 overnight, and another 2 to 4 centimeters expected to fall here in the Border City tomorrow. Minus 22 is our overnight low tomorrow. Even colder on Sunday as we hit minus 26, minus 30 is our overnight low there. And on Monday, another centimeter of snow is in the forecast, with the temperatures reaching minus 26 and minus 30 as our overnight low.
Welcome back. Well, here's another option for area producers when it comes to insuring the farm. Gerard Lampo gets a fresh take on covering your risk.
Given the many challenges facing agriculture, having insurance is always a good policy. Global Ag Risk was started in Moose Jaw in 2011. They cover the prairie provinces as well as 35 states.
So we offer producers a different kind of insurance for the revenue on their farm. Where traditional crop insurance programs deal with the bushels produced, we insure a portion of the revenue. We also insure their input costs dollar for dollar, so every dollar you put in the ground is insured, and a portion of the margins that everybody's producing on the acres.
Insurance from the revenue side gives producers an added dimension to consider.
We do our insurance based on a farm's financial statements. So we take a 5-year average of what the farm is capable of producing, and that's what we offer our insurance based on. So basically it's more all-encompassing than a bushel-based program, because we look at anything that can touch the revenue, whether it's quality issues, hail, basically any peril that can happen is insured through us.
Mast covers the Vegreville-Lloydminster region. She looks back at the challenges of the last few years.
In 2016, we were snowed under, which delayed seeding in 2017. And then this year, we struggled with harvest again, and there's a lot of quality issues. So that's where we really shine, is in the quality issues. A lot of producers are stuck with green canola, so that's one of our insured perils that we can insure for.
Global Ag Risk also covers marketing losses, but the big issue this year is quality, especially given the cost of drying grain.
Since our insurance policies are all based on an individual farm, there's no township averages. A producer that's in a claim would send in his grain tickets, and we would pay him out based on what he sold the grain for. So, for example, if he had 20% greens and his canola went sample and he was only able to sell it for $4 a bushel, we would top him up to whatever revenue coverage he had chosen.
Gerard Lampow, Primetime Local News.
And that's your egg news. Sports is next, but first we'll take a look at your egg prices.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
Taking a look at your local sports now, ACAC conference play begins in less than a month, and the Lakeland Rustlers are kicking things off with the most important weekend of the season thus far. The basketball teams are in Edmonton tonight at King's University College, while volleyball hosts the Eagles here in Lloydminster. The women's matchup should decide who finishes first in the North Division, which bodes well for Lakeland after 2 weeks of solid play.
This is where we want to, be hitting one of our peaks of our season, as we're going to be battling them for first place.
The Rustlers can take elements from their successes last weekend against Grand Prairie, especially on serve and receive.
It comes down a lot to serve and pass, but also, what your matchups are and making sure that we know a game plan and what we're doing against specific players.
For the men, a single win this weekend eliminates the Eagles from playoff contention, meaning Lakeland would make the final 8 for the first time in more than a decade.
It's one of our goals that we set for ourselves at the start of the season is to be a playoff team, and for us to be able to get there with some time to spare, it's completely in our hands. So we're excited about that, and I think the guys are going to respond well and come out to play.
There's also storylines within each roster as Vermilion native Matt Pullock plays for the Kings and left side Alexia Walliser faces a school where he once competed in bantam.
In my first year, I was more nervous to kind of get in front of the crowd, hoping people wouldn't really recognize me. But, now I'm comfortable here at Lakeland. This is my school now, so whatever.
The women's match is underway, and there will be a brief presentation before the men's match as part of the ACAC's Make Some Noise for Mental Health campaign. And tonight's focus for the wrestlers is on mental health. However, the athletes also contributed to the community last weekend through Friday's food drive. The volleyball teams were able to raise 325 pounds of donated food items to the Salvation Army. This is the second major fundraiser for the teams this season. And now we're going to send it back to Connor Chan, who is getting ready for the Bobcats game tonight.
Thanks very much. I'm joined with the play-by-play announcer for the Bobcats, Clark Broughton. Now, Clark, a very veteran Spruce Grove team that's coming into the Civic tonight. What are some of the keys for the Bobcats to end this losing streak that they're on?
Well, that's the biggest thing, like you mentioned there. It's the defending champions. They're going to have that mentality coming into tonight's game for the Cats. It's a very young squad where basically you just got to go out, you got to play your game, you got to play heavy against a Spruce Grove team that's very good defensively. They don't give up a lot of shots, which unfortunately doesn't bode well for the Bobcats or any other team for that matter. But you go out there, you get pucks towards the goal, and you try and get those greasy rebound sort of goals and work yourselves that way. They won't come at you too heavy offensively. They do have some good players, but they're going to focus on their defensive ends. You got to try and counter that with a bunch of pucks towards their net.
Speaking of the defenseman that you mentioned, like TJ Lloyd, who's one of their top 2 scorers, how do they look to try to get past him and also try to stop him when it's power play opportunities with a guy that puts up that many numbers?
Well, and I mean, everyone around here is so familiar with him playing his midget hockey around Lloydminster and being from Lloydminster, and obviously the last name kind of explains that too, but he's such a talented hockey player, whether it's rushing the puck up, whether it's working back in his own zone. I think, honestly, the best way to get around him is to go around his defensive partner, move the puck to the other side, then work in and see what you can do there, and then power play-wise, he's going to quarterback it. You're going to let him, he's going to keep puck, he's going to have the possession, he's going to keep the puck on his stick, but you got to just try and take away those passing lanes and those shooting lanes and get in front of them.
What are some, for a team that's like Spruce Grove, they only scored 3 goals in their last 3 games. I mean, you mentioned that the Bobcats have a tough test they got with those leading scorers. With the momentum that they had the last few games, they did play well against Bonnyville and Camrose. How do they look to try to contain that and move that forward?
Well, I think the biggest thing, those games, it's just they let it get away from them in one period. The Camrose won, they spot them a 3-0 lead and then come back and deserve maybe a better fate than a 3-2 loss, but it's hard to say that when you give up that advantage early on. Bonnyville, they were the better team in the first period, I thought, yet they were down 1-0, just couldn't quite bury, and then it got away from with a bit of penalty trouble in the middle. So it's all there for them. I think they know that, and it's a matter of just finding that first goal, creating that momentum for themselves, and once they get the momentum going, this team showed that they can play very good hockey. Most recently, that Fort Mac game here at home, a 5-3 win when they showcased exactly what they can do.
Absolutely. Thanks very much, Clark, for joining us. Really appreciate it. Now we're going to send it back into the studio where they're going to have a look at your weather.
All right, thank you, Connor. Starting off our weather with this very appropriate snowy shot out there. We are expecting still some snowfall this evening as we look to our watches and warnings. Pretty much the entire map has been purpled out, which means all these areas are under a snowfall warning. Couple areas still under a winter storm warning and extreme cold warnings, but nothing affecting our direct area. Could still see another 10 centimeters fall through now till the overnight, and then we're expecting another 2 to 4 centimeters tomorrow. So good weekend to stay in and watch some Netflix. Minus 22 is our number right here, feeling like minus 34 out there. Minus 19 in Vermilion, a little bit cooler at minus 20 in Vegreville, minus 19 for Edmonton. Now Edmonton and surrounding areas could see up to 40 centimeters of snow by the end of the weekend. So quite a bit of snowfall as we move out west there. Minus 22 up in St. Paul, minus 21 for Bonnyville. That's the same number in Lac La Biche. Cold Lake also sitting at minus 21, minus 21 for Pierceland. And then as we move down south, minus 20 for Maidstone, also in North Battleford. Now North Battleford expecting some strong wind gusts tomorrow, which means blowing snow will be in effect as the wind could reach up to 50 kilometers an hour there. As we continue looking up north, even colder, minus 25 for most of the map here as we look up. And then even further north, minus 35 up in Uranium City. And that's the same number in Fort Chipewyan, which was Alberta's cold spot today. Minus 25 for Fort McMurray currently, minus 20 in Slave Lake, minus 23 in Grand Prairie, and that's the same number in Peace River. As we look further down south, numbers quite mild compared to what we're seeing here, but this is much cooler than they've been seeing pretty much the entire month so far from January. So minus 11 currently in Lethbridge, Medicine Hat sitting at minus 13, minus 11 degrees in Banff, Calgary sitting at minus 15. And then as we move over into Saskatchewan, Swift Current at minus 17 currently, and Moose Jaw as well, with Regina sitting at minus 15. Now numbers tomorrow, we're going to be sitting at that minus 21 range. We're going to feel like minus 30 throughout the day, so bundle up out there. Just stay in if you really can. Minus 22 for North Battleford, but like I said, there's strong wind gusts expected in the area, so blowing snow tomorrow as more snowfall is expected overnight in that area. And then areas into St. Paul, Bonnyville, Lac La Biche, Cold Lake also expecting another 2 to 4 centimeters of snow tomorrow, with temperatures hitting the low to mid minus 20s, with it being even colder with that snow, or with that wind chill rather. As we look to the snow accumulation, as you can see, we're kind of tipping into that dark blue area by the end of Monday here, so that means we could see about 15 centimeters of new snow by the end of the weekend. As we look to our 7-day forecast, we are in for a snowy and cold weekend. So minus 26 on Sunday, hitting minus 30 is our overnight low, and that's the same temperature on Monday. Monday we could see another centimeter of snowfall, and then once we hit Tuesday, we are just into those cold numbers there, hitting minus 33 is our overnight low on Wednesday, and not really warming up throughout the rest of the week. So bundle up out there and have your snow brush ready.
And now we're going to send it back to Connor Chan, who is live at the Bobcats game tonight.
All right, since it's family weekend here down at the Civic Center for the Lloydminster Bobcats, I'm very pleased to be joined with Lisa Gallagher and Camden's billet brother Tosh. So Lisa, I'll start with you. What does it mean for you to come here and celebrate with all the other parents here in Lloydminster for Parents Weekend?
Well, it's just wonderful being able to come and see his world and where he lives and meet his billet family and just what his world is like on a day-to-day basis. Because I get to talk to him, but it's nice to be able to see where he practices and what he's doing. So I'm thrilled to be here. It's a little cold, but it's good.
Yeah, you were telling me you're not quite used to the weather, which is which is for us, it's very typical. For yourself as a hockey parent, you probably spend many years in rinks such as this and watching Camden go through the ranks. What does it mean to see him in this level right now?
Well, this has always been his dream, was to play juniors first and then to go on and play college hockey. So that's been amazing to watch him set his goals and achieve them.
Absolutely. Now, what are some of your favorite memories that you have with Camden, if there's any that come to your mind right away?
Well, your hockey families become your family. We spent so many Thanksgivings and Christmases together, so I just I miss the hockey traveling, honestly, as much as at times it's, you want to stay home. I miss it.
Absolutely. Now, you got to meet his billet family as well, including Tosh, that's sitting to my left here. And does it make you feel more at ease that he's with a good family that he's with currently right now?
Oh, absolutely. They have just adopted him and treated him like his own. So it's wonderful to just feel that love.
Absolutely. Now, Tosh, I'm going to ask you a question now. What is your favorite thing about having Camden around? You were saying mini sticks was something that you two do together, right?
Yeah, I like mini sticks because me and him sometimes be on a team and we win. It's because my brother, we always
gang up on him.
Yeah, we always gang up. We don't really gang up on Cam, but me and Cam gang up on Jace.
There you go.
Well, that's always fun. Well, thank you to both of you very much for your time. Really appreciate it very much. And that's going to do it for us here at the moment right now. But we're going to send it back into the studio where Elise and Michaela have a look at your social media trends.
Oh, that was pretty adorable. Must be really fun to have an older bobcat brother.
Yeah, you just like gain another brother.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be really fun, especially if you have the same hobbies. Today we're talking sports as our question of the day, as it's Super Bowl Sunday this Sunday. We want to know, are you going to be tuning in? We put up a poll, 79% of you weighing in saying, nope, won't be watching. I'm surprised.
I'm very surprised,
Yeah,
actually.
I feel like even if you're not a football fan, a lot of people just tune in anyway.
Well, yeah, because you've got the commercials, you've got the halftime show. It's like a whole
production.
Yeah, it's a whole production, exactly. So there's always something for someone to watch for football on the Super Bowl day. So I don't know. It's kind of exciting. I'm going to watch, I think, for the most part.
Yeah, typically I'll tune in for the halftime show. I'm not a huge Maroon 5 fan, so I don't know that I'll even tune in just for that. But I like the commercials, but I can just watch those on the internet.
Yeah, that's the thing with social media now, right? Like, it's not really a big surprise the day of. Everything.
Well, I feel like I've seen half the commercials at this point anyway. All right, we're going to switch gears to our pets of the day now. Let's see who we have. All right, we have Bella, who's all stretched out. That one's super cute. That was sent to us by Rita. Next up, we have Sheldon the turtle. Look at that. That was sent to us by Vicky. Very cool to have a turtle here on our pet of the day. Next up, we have Diesel and Barb. Barb is an amazing dog name. That was sent to us by Sydney. Thanks so much for sending that in. This is Jack, who's very tired. He's a Rough Rider fan there. That was sent to us by Samantha. And then last but certainly not least, Granger is ready for this winter storm. And that was sent to us by Dawn. If you have a pet you would like to see here on Primetime Local News, send us a picture. Please include your pet's name, and if they are selected, you'll be entered to win a $50 gift card to the Lloyd-Minster Pet Pad.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Furniture set and design supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Later this month, 3-time ACMA winner and 3-time CCMA nominee Dan Davidson will be releasing his second EP titled Juliet. Since the release of his first single, Unkiss Her, Davidson has been championed as one of Canada's most creative country music artists, due in large part to his outlandish music videos, which have collectively gained nearly 1 million views on YouTube. And tonight we are very excited to have the television world premiere for Dan Davidson's first single off his new EP, available February 22nd, Can't Help Myself, right here on Primetime Local News.
If your love was 100 proof, I get all messed up on you. Maybe get a real bad tattoo. I know it's gonna hurt, but it's gonna be worth it. If love was dollars and dimes, I'd spend it all on your time, just to get another second with you. I don't care if I'm broke, as long as you know that I'm all in. All my cards down on the table. Gonna love you till I ain't able. I can't help myself. Oh baby, sink or swim. Every kiss just pulls me deeper. The more I get, the more I need you. I can't help myself. Oh no, I can't help myself. If your love was a country song, I'd probably get the words all wrong, but I'd sing it till my voice was gone. As long as you're laughing, I'm cool with that. So I cross my heart, no faking. Here's a promise I ain't breaking, baby. I'm all in. All my cards down on the table. Gonna love you till I ain't able. I can't help myself. Oh baby, sink or swim. Every kiss just pulls me deeper. The more I get, the more I need you. I can't help myself. Oh no, I can't help myself. I'm all in. All my cards down on the table. I'm gonna love you till I ain't able. I can't help myself. Oh baby, sink or swim. Every kiss just pulls me deeper. The more I get, the more I need you. I can't help myself.
Well, as Chance the Rapper would say, let's do that hockey, as the warm-ups are clearly underway behind me, as you can tell, as the Bobcats are getting ready to take on the Spruce Grove Saints. First game of a back-to-back as they take on the Canmore Eagles tomorrow night. It's a big weekend for the Bobcats as they try to end their 2-game losing streak, but it's also a big night because it's Parents and Billet weekend as well. But that's going to do it for me down here at the Civic Center. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend, everybody. Let's send it to Elisa and Michaela, who are going to wrap up tonight's show.
All right, thank you so much. We have a few seconds left, so we're going to announce our winner for this week's pet board. Let's see who won our pet of the day. You're starting your weekend off with a $50 gift card to the Grim.
Oh,
look at that. Very appropriate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he has already braved the storm. Congratulations, you have won a $50 gift card to the Lloydminster Pet Pad to start off your weekend. Congrats, and we'll leave it there, everyone. Stay warm and stay out of the snow this weekend.
Exactly.
All right, have a great one, everyone. We'll see you on Monday.